Hi guys, welcome back to October Dreams Tarot. Today, as I was getting ready for work, I kept getting some kind of overwhelmingness of a little anxiety. Could be from, having to go do a 12-hour shift. But I was thinking that maybe somewhere in the collective or somebody who stumbles upon this video may need to maybe hear this. But I used to use this myself sometimes. This spread that I have from a while ago is how to just release and calm my own mental anxiety. It's a 4-card spread. And then also what I was hearing from my, they always remember when you're wrong, never when you're right. So that might be for somebody, I don't know. But it's a 4-card spread, and the first card is your current reality. So again, this is a general read, so I'm just going to try to tap into the collective or whoever may need to hear this. But like I said, the first card is your current reality. So the way that I use tarot is for my own, like I said, for my own tool to kind of calm my brain, or where the areas are that I need to work on within myself, because I do believe that all of these represent your own inner person, your own energies, maybe people outside of you. But right now we're going to tap into the collective energy, spirit guides, universe. And then the second card is how can I center myself? 3 is the best way to relax, because we always want to feel relaxed even if we got some shit coming our way or in the current state. So if you are feeling some anxiety, I hope that I can provide some way for you to relax. And then how can you just stop worrying for the moment? So, they say if you think too far into the future, that's what brings you anxiety, but we're just going to talk about the moment. So spirit guides, universe, can we tap into the collective of who may need to just kind of relax for the moment, for whatever they need to, a decision they need to make, something that might be going on in their life, that might be causing them anxiety. I was just feeling that. I was feeling it real hard. And then that comment that you never forget when you're wrong, but never when you're right. Okay, so the first card out is the Lovers, your current reality. So yeah, just like I was saying, this could be about a love situation, but the Lovers to me always is a card about a decision. Maybe you're torn. Maybe that is what this anxiety is about. If your current reality is suggesting that you need to make a decision, be it about a love situation, be it about a job or something going on with a family member that you have to cut off, or that you have to decide how you're going to communicate with them, that is your current reality. So pause for a minute, think about, if you are in a decision making process, identify that's where you're at right now. Okay, so that might be what is causing this anxiety. Okay, is that you are at some form. And I love this card because, as you can see, this masculine here and this feminine, regardless of what this is, there is, suggesting this outside energy causing you. And as she's looking up at that other energy here, man, I'm being consumed by this decision, what I need to decide on. So there definitely is a decision here that's causing you anxiety. So like I said, regardless of which, you're entangled with something, and it doesn't have to be a relationship, but if it is, then it's something that you are really considering, is this good for me? Is this what I want? If it is a job, is this really good for me emotionally, financially, or a family, maybe there's some outside energies, around you that are causing, strife for this connection or something in that nature. But the second card is how can I center myself? And now if a reversal comes out, I am going to clarify that, but this is a reversal. And these cards are so hard for me to see. The High Priestess in reverse. So obviously you're having trouble centering yourself. But, you know, the High Priestess typically, and this card, you know, if it was in the upright, like she holds all the information. And then there's the moon in the background. So the illusions are here. You know, you can't really access it because it is in the reverse position. So you're not certain how to, and we'll clarify that, how to center yourself. So the best way to relax is, oh boy, this is, I love the universe and I love tarot. This is why I love tarot so much. But the Ten of Wands, you have to lay down some sort of burden on you right now. Like, I mean, in this current moment, maybe today isn't the day to start thinking about making decisions. Maybe today is not the day to start hashing out whether or not you want to speak up to your, you know, your mom, your grandma, your, you know, brother or sister about how they, you know, aren't doing their part in the family, or they're not doing their part, you know, picking up things, or, you know, if you're in a, you know, living situation with them, like they're not holding their weight, or, you know, whatever have you. But you've got to lay those burdens down. Like, that's exactly what the Ten of Wands is for me. Like, you have got to burn, I mean, blow those candles out. Blow those candles out. And how can you really, like, not only can you relax by just, I mean, and whatever technique works for you when it comes to anxiety, like breathing techniques are always good. And then whatever you maybe have already been doing, writing, journaling, listening to music, taking a walk if you can, if you're in somewhere where it's not, you know, bad weather outside. You know, I always say this, self-care is not selfish, like taking a bath, like cooking, or whatever you can do to get your mind off of the current state of things. Because when you're in the state of anxiety, like you can never make a clear decision, or in a state of anger, or in some kind of heightened state of emotion. You can never make a good decision when you're in it. So you need to kind of table it for the moment. And then how can you stop worrying? Of course, the Two of Pentacles. So just, again, like I was just saying, you know, how can you stop worrying in this moment? The Two of Pentacles, like, just quit doing this. Quit doing this with yourself. Like, quit juggling your ability. And then we have the Three of Swords. Well, the bottom deck energy is the Three of Swords in reverse, though. So take whatever this decision is for you, and just literally lay it down for today. Whenever you stumble upon this message, whether it be a job, a family situation, a lover situation, or even with yourself, like, how am I going to move forward with, like, dealing with my own anxiety? Like, maybe you don't know how to move forward with seeking out for help, or, you know, you stumbled upon this reading and you're like, oh my gosh, like, I don't even know how to do this or pick up whatever. Just for the moment, just take 5 seconds even, and just sit with yourself and say, I'm not going to do this right now. I'm not going to do this right now. I'm not going to allow myself to be unstable and juggle back and forth and not feel stable, because the Two of Pentacles is literally taking, like, your stability and being like, okay, so what do you do? What do you do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? So that's like a worry card for me. And then the Three of Swords in reverse is like, you're not looking, you're not, like, overall energy is like, you're not willing to look at what could make you happy. Like, because, like, sometimes, and I heard this too from another person, another tarot reader actually, she said, like, are you willing to, like, break your own heart to find your own happiness? Because some people, as much as you love them, like, or as much as you put forth the effort into a work situation, and actually a friend of mine was just talking, I was just talking about this in work, but, like, as great of a worker or as great of a partner you are, like, not everybody else is going to see that. Like, and you can't hold them accountable because they're not seeing what you're bringing to the table. Maybe they don't have the ability to see it because they themselves are so hurt within themselves that they don't realize that they are worthy of the love that you're able to give them. So Spirit, can we please tap into the energy of how can they center themselves and tap into their intuition, because the High Priestess is in reverse. So what's that? The High Priestess. Oh, okay. Okay, we got 2. Which is also in reverse. So let's do one more. How they can center themselves. There's just a real call for you just to breathe through the moment and table it for right now, because your reality is at a decision-making process. Oh, I'm gonna take this. Well, let's see. That's a lot. That's a lot, and this is a whole story. Okay, so I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. Okay, so how you can center yourself with this decision and the fact that you're not able to tap in. Okay, and you have the World card in reverse, and then you have the 7 of Swords in reverse. So that is suggesting to me that you're not looking for other options, and you're not willing to see a new world, like basically a new world for yourself, another path forward if you're looking at a decision that you need to make. Okay, so let's say, how can you center yourself? You need to, once you just take a breather and lay down the burden of this decision, maybe take some, paper, write out, like, what is the decision that you have to make? What are the, what is your culpability in this situation? And, really look within, like, get the High Priestess in the upright. Like, what is it that you truly want from the situation? And what do you bring to the table? Because if this were in the upright, you would see the new things that could come from the situation if you decided this way or you decided this way. So like the negatives versus the pros versus the cons. And then also how you can center yourself is quit looking and thinking that like people are out to get you. Like, and I know that that's really easier said than done, especially when when you're in that anxiety, like you get that, like you also get like a paranoia kind of to it maybe. And the 7 of Swords is kind of like you're trying to sneak away from even the truth to yourself. So like, be honest with yourself. And then we had the Knight of Pentacles in reverse and the King of Cups. Or wait a minute, what is that? I'm sorry, the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, also that one to fly out. So there is suggestive that like whoever or whatever this situation is that is not allowing you to center yourself, you need to sit down and think, what is the most loving and most stable way that I could see this forward? Once you can get yourself to relax, quit juggling this in your brain. Just literally say, no, I'm not doing this. Tell your brain to shut up. Like, stop, and sit down and say, what is being offered to me on this side of the table? What is the offer on that side of the table? Because then if you got 3 uprights. Once you actually get there, okay, then you'll be a little more centered. Then you can have what I think the Hanged Man is really about, is then you can literally release yourself, okay, from this, be able to relax. You won't be juggling, okay? Then you'll have the strength to find your wish fulfillment. okay? Then you'll be able to have the strength to actually center yourself. So literally what the universe is saying is, with all of these here, okay, which I just took a bunch because I knew it was going to be a story, is your decision, your reality, okay, because sometimes we can't really see reality when we're in the muck of anxiety, is that you're at a decision, be it a job, be it family, be it a love, and you can't access your intuition. But that's because you're not able to see or think clearly about, what would I want? What do I really want? Because I feel like I keep getting all this shit and people backstabbing me, and what I'm given, they're not reciprocating. And, you know, but at the same time, like, I know what I really want. I want somebody who is emotionally stable, who is emotionally giving. So once you can actually center yourself in that knowing of all those things, you can take yourself off that hangman's tree, out of that caged hangman's tree, become a little enlightened about the situation more so, because you really do have the strength to get to what you really, to the emotional, like, releasing and emotional stability that you need to be in once you actually, you know, can give yourself that way forward. But you do have a lot of reversals, and with them being in reverse, just give yourself a break right now though. Like, it's coming. I only took all these because I definitely wanted to see going forward, like, that you are going to become centered. It's just going to take time. I mean, anxiety does take time, and it will pass. Like, it does pass. It doesn't always stay forever. Like, it could, you know, take a couple days, and you still have to go on and go through life. And please seek out a friend, please seek out whatever. And maybe this reading has helped, and I hope it did, because I was feeling really strongly that it was needed to be said, or somebody needed to hear something. And this is how, like, I end up dealing with my own. So I thought I would do this, so that way maybe somebody can see how I break this down, and how, like, I see myself. And, you know, this isn't necessarily, you know, obviously my energy, but I see that, you know, I can break this down for, you know, myself, and how somebody can utilize tarot as a tool if they don't like, you know, necessarily talking to somebody, or they don't have access to healthcare to do so, or free counseling or whatever. But even though that's really, there's a lot of that stuff out there these days, so please seek that out if that's something you need. But moving on to how you can relax, then also with all of that being said there, you know, you'll be able to really lay down the burdens for sure then, and just relax, because you'll have such a more, like, you'll have clarity around the situation at hand and your current reality, because then you'll have almost the release of that anxiety. You won't feel so like, oh my gosh, like I'm stuck. Like, what am I going to do? Like, what do I do with this situation? How do I communicate? How do I, you know, how do I say what I need to say? How do I decide on, you know, this job? How do I decide on whether or not I keep this connection up? How do I decide on, you know, how to do, you know, to be, I don't even know, this could even be like a better parent, or, you know, like maybe your children now, you know, whatever age, and, you know, they're going off on their own, and you're struggling with that or something. You know, this could really go towards anything. Or you're just dealing with anxiety, and you're like, I don't really know what this is, and I'm just struggling. But what it's saying is like, maybe you're just being your own worst enemy. Or maybe it's stuff that's, you know, your inner childhood wounds as well, that, like, you know, it's stuff that, you know, it's always linear. Healing is always linear, or not linear. Sorry, I need to back that up. Strike. I wish I had editing on here. It is not linear. It's like a spiral. It's zigzag. It's whichever way. It almost looks like this, like it, you know, this part here. This is what healing looks like all the time. Like, it's never like, okay, we're just gonna go straight here and straight there, like, boom, you're done. No, it's a constant. But you'll be able to lay those burdens down. And then I would like to clarify more though about that juggling though, because once you get from here, how you can center yourself, I think then you'll be able to stop. But anyway, how else can they stop worrying for the moment? I would like to have some more clarifying with that. But yeah, healing is not linear. I don't know what I meant to say that. Healing is not linear. Maybe it is for some folks. And if that's the case, good. I'm glad that you could work through every chapter of your book. And you were able to close them and keep on moving. And if you can, cool. Then I'm glad. You're just not normal. I'm just kidding. That's just not how I have been able to do it myself. So how can they stop worrying for the moment? The Star in reverse. The Empress in reverse. And then the Six of Wands. Okay. So how can you stop worrying for this current moment? Is quit thinking that you have to be everybody's be all wish fulfillment but your own. That's what that means for me. When you are failing, when you feel like you're failing yourself, I think that's what that is, the Empress in reverse to me and the Star. It's almost like maybe because there is a decision that has to be made, and if you feel like you make the wrong decision, you feel like you're failing them, and you're not going to feel like the Empress energy. And that's an Empress, Empress energy is somebody who's able to rebirth if it was in the upright. And as you can see, I mean, this is a very graphic, a horror deck card, but it's just one that really speaks to me a lot. And then the Star card, in reverse here, Star card is typically like somebody who can access their wish and dreams and desires. But with them being in reverse, I feel like the way that you can stop worrying is just know that the only thing that you have to be is your own wish and your own desire. Nobody else but you. Nobody else but you. Because then the next card that came out was the Six of Wands. Like, you find your own happiness and your own victory within you. Because no matter how much you do in life, and no matter how much you're giving to somebody and a situation, be it no matter what it is, no matter how much you give and give and give, and maybe this is why that came to me. It doesn't matter that comment I made earlier is they'll always remember when you were wrong, never when you were right. So like, it doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't matter. You've got to be your own wish fulfillment first, your own rebirth of energy, your own desire first before you can give that to somebody else. Like, and if you aren't, then you can't appreciate it when it actually comes to you. Because if you're in a situation where like you're somebody who's like offering a full plate and dessert to somebody and they're just like, what do you want me to do with this? Like, say that you're like the person and they're like, well, that looks like a nice spread, like I could probably eat that. But yet at the same time, you're like, well, what do you mean? Like, I'm like all that and a box of chips and you don't appreciate that or whatever. And it's like, I don't even need you then. You know what I mean? Like, I can do all this on my own. And, know that you're not alone though, at the same token, because once you fill up your own cup and you are the Empress and you are your own Star in upright, you celebrate, like you are your own party. You don't need anybody else. It's like, once you get there, like you won't feel lonely. You won't feel lonely. Like, there's a part of you that likes the company of others, but you know that you yourself and you, it's like you make yourself laugh. You're like, you know what? I love you. Like, like, I don't know how else to articulate that into words, but that's how you can stop worrying for the moment though, is just, you can't be all and want to give all for everybody all the time. You can't. And a lot of us, feminines out there, be it masculine or, that want to give and are givers, and are empathetic people who just, see people hurting or see people, you know, sometimes we want to do that, but sometimes we have to like pull back our own energy and give it to ourselves and realize that it's okay to do that as well. So I hope that this message came across somehow for somebody, because, you know, we've got to remember that, like, we've got to give to ourselves a lot, and that's not selfish. You know, if we're not giving to ourselves, then we're not able to actually give to others the way that we should, in a very authentic, empathetic, sympathetic, loving manner, if we're not truly taking care of ourselves first. And that is the main key point, take home here, is how to stop worrying, because your reality, whether you're, you know, delusioned and anxiety at the moment, is just saying like you're not able to tap into things because you're not taking the full you're not, you know, reaping the benefits of knowing how really great of a person that you are, and how giving you are, because you've got to give it to yourself, and it's okay. So if you like the video, like it. If you want to stay here for some more content, I would love to have you. And you can subscribe if you would like to. But take whatever resonates, leave what doesn't. And I hope some here resonated somehow for somebody. But ponder that message, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks.